Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another LEGO build. Today we're finally starting the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest. This is a new set that came out not too long ago. This is the Forbidden Forest of magical creatures. Obviously you have baby Thrushtool, you got Buckbeak over here, and little fairy, or pixie I should say, a bat, some spiders. The set glows in the dark, retails for $30, has 172 pieces and 2 minifigures, which are of course Ron and Hermione both looking terrified. Now, I am not the biggest fan of this set. I obviously want to do a Forbidden Forest at least 1 to 1.5 base plates long and wide in my city, in my huge Hogwarts custom grounds project and all of that. And obviously this is a good starting spot to get some stuff. However, I don't know if I'll be keeping with the black base plate, glow in the dark, like blue, purplish trees. This gives a lot of magical feel, which obviously is a Harry Potter set. But what I might end up doing is kind of keeping this on its own. Like maybe I'll build like a little raised platform in the back where this can sit. But you have sets like the Forbidden Forest, Dolores Umbridge's encounter with Hagrid's brother and all of that stuff. They have regular trees. So I do think that in addition to other green, like normal basic tree designs, I will be doing this as just like a little cornerstone of the Forbidden Forest to get it started. And then I'll be expanding with different trees and stuff, bushes, centaurs, creatures, whatever else as I go. And I'll still be adding some scenes like, again, Dolores Umbridge meeting Hagrid's brother and the centaurs and stuff for the first time. And there's also a polybag I have for this of Draco, which actually has the exact same color scheme and is meant to go with this set. Cannot find it, so if I don't buy one before I finish this video, or find that one, I'll probably add it on another date. But this is like, it's an okay set in my opinion, but I just don't really like the color scheme. You have, of course, these big molded pieces, which kind of makes sense for the price of this for being $30. Otherwise, I think this could have been a solid $20 set, but you know, licensing in 2024 is what it is. So thank you guys so much for joining me for another build. As of now, my base plate for this is going to be brown, so I'll likely build this and then place it on there, and then we'll go a quick overview for the Harry Potter project. It's a busy June. I'm so happy that I actually have a little build like this one because it's going to be quick, relatively cheap, and you know, aside from Barad-dûr and stuff like that, it's a very nice time to just calm down and do some of these smaller builds, so I'm definitely happy with that. If you haven't watched in a minute, the background is now a medieval landscape, which is pretty cool. I'm also expanding the Lego room quite a bit recently, doubling the size of the city, more space for Harry Potter, a huge Lord of the Rings display coming soon, and a bunch of other really cool stuff. More Jurassic Park builds coming your way, Lord of the Rings, everything. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up in this Lego city, so if you guys are interested, like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Let's get started with this build, folks. Alright everybody, so here's the final build, and obviously I do have the poly bag here. It is a 30677 Draco in the Forbidden Forest for 33 pieces. It matches this perfectly. Same build style as the other tree trunks. I actually couldn't find mine because I wanted to hang up like a bag version anyway, so I did want to get another one to build. So we went to go see Furiosa, and I decided to stop by Target and pick up this in a Jurassic Park set that was on sale. So this is going to be the poly bag and the original build all at once, so at least we have a little bit better of baseline. And if you're looking at combining these trees like I am, this also does have latches on the sides, which I'll talk about in a second. First off, we can start with Draco. I really like the torso prints for this one. They're also doing a little bit of different leg print style as well, which I absolutely adore. What's really cool, a lot of these lanterns and all these mushrooms and the spiders and stuff like that, they do glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. So if you have a ability to charge those, same thing with this lantern here, they all have, well, these two at least have scared expressions on their face from being in the forest for the first time, whereas Draco's just, he's a little grumbly. He's not included in some things. Really nice Gryffindor torso print for Ron and Hermione, of course. who also utilizes that brand new skirt piece, which is very nice. I'm glad they're starting to do that more and more with minifigures. She's the only one here that does not have her own lantern. Then for the actual pieces, we do have a standard 1 brick baby Thestral, which is a pretty cool addition to things. That's my second one. The Thestral carriage from a couple years ago actually did have a baby in it as well. And then, of course, Buckbeak the Griffin, which is very, very cool. I love it. Very nice headpiece as well, which bobs up and down similar to what a horse's build would be. So essentially a horse build, different body, or a different headpiece. Then you can remove this if you want to have a rider on him, but it actually does have a couple little slots in here on a 2x2 to put a minifigure on, and you have these chromed wings, which are very cool. I actually don't have another Buckbeak, so he's probably not going to be in the forest. I would imagine he's going to be next to Hagrid's hut. It's going to sound terrible. I need the Executioner minifigure for Prisoner of Azkaban yet, too. So at least Buckbeak's a nice addition to the Hagrid's hut, like intermediate area. Here's the little build for the polybag. Again, these builds all do follow the same color scheme of this really light blue, which is really cool. This like opaque, see-through, translucent 1x1 tiles, some spiders, some purple leaves, and these dark navy blue, and black accents. They're fantastic. If you're looking to buy a bunch of these like I am, you can connect either here or here on the side, and they all do line up perfectly. For the actual build itself, again, all of the same color schemes. We do have a spider web here with a glow-in-the-dark spider. We have a couple really cool mushrooms, which I also believe are glow-in-the-dark. Very, very cool. This light blue and the translucent blue just look perfect together. We have a little pixie standing here. I have a little bat up top. A couple spiders hidden throughout those the little black spiders, like are on the top of this one. Pretty easy to hide in here. And then a couple of the dark green accents as well. Again, like, I think it looks really nice. I just don't know if I want to commit to an entire forest being this color. So what I'm still thinking I might do is might put these either to the front or to the back and have them be like their own separate area. And once I start adding more trees and like the Umbridge's encounter and sets like that, we can work on it a little bit more. But for now, I'm going to just do a simple layout for these guys, either with a black base plate, or what I was originally thinking is a brown base plate, obviously just for like the mud and the dirt of a forest. I think that would work out well. However, the brown would not look well with these, so not 100% sure yet. I'm going to play around with some black ones and some brown ones. I'm going to have to order a bunch of black base plates anyways for the Powered Dirt project, which is going to take place behind me, so I have to order a bunch of those anyways. If I decide to do this one in a black base plate, I'll just have to order one more. So it is what it is, but overall, I do really like the building techniques and the color usage here. I think is extremely unique. It almost looks like something out of a Dreams set, or a Friends set, which I think is really cool. But for me, for the Forbidden Forest, it's just not my favorite to do a whole theme with. That's why I kind of want to stick to a singular area of a, base plate and a half, to 2 base plate project. Just being some of these, but for $30 and an extra 5, you can at least amass a good amount of trees and some details. Move these around, move the trees to the back and stuff like that. You can get pretty creative. But now let's take a look at the original project. Move the Shrieking Shack, and I'm gonna keep one of the backup Whomping Willows. I believe it's the one from the Shrieking Shack actually in here, just as like a temporary tree piece, and I think it'll be pretty cool just to have a wicked looking tree in there anyways. Alright, it is a little bit hard to see, but this is with it actually like pure black in my room, and you can see like the little lanterns are glowing, and the same thing with the mushrooms. There's a little bit of like the glowing light from my keyboard, but that's it. So that's actually pretty cool. Now let's put in the actual area of the Hogwarts grounds project. So for now, and hopefully that actually turns out not to be a little obnoxious. I know it's a bit hard to see at night with no night vision or anything on, but I did just want to show off that these actually do glow pretty well just by sitting under my my lamp here, or my ring light, just for a little bit under the cool white LEDs. So it's definitely pretty cool. For now, I'm going to do a brown base plate. I think eventually I will just black this off on the bottom, make it a little bit of like rock textbooks, some rock texture work and some stuff like that. But for now, I'm really happy with this being the background. I just wanted to show it down here a little bit more because obviously the other one is like 7 feet off the ground. So it's a little bit harder for me to show off, but I did just want to show how this looks. Now, this was the Whomping Willow that I was going to include in this set. However, I'm probably going to make a small display of the Shrieking Shack, similar to how I just did Hogsmeade and like the Alpine Village and or the Alpine Lodge and stuff like that. A lot of these sets that I'm not retiring, but moving away from in my displays and putting away for now until I have something to do with them, I'm trying to make smaller displays of, and I've increased a lot of the space in the Lego room the past week, so I'm actually not going to be putting the Whomping Willow in here. I think I have a couple spare trees just lying around. I might toss those in here instead. But for now, that is going to do it on this one. Now, I know I've said this the past 3 portions of this video. Now let's put in the actual display, take one big look at the Hogwarts projects currently, and let's get you guys out of here. Alright, so the Forbidden Forest is in its current home. Overall, I kept the little scene I was working with here and just kind of molded in Hagrid's hut just a little bit. Now, I did change the layout just a bit. I switched one of the green or brown base plates that I was going to use in between Hagrid's hut and the Forbidden Forest, and I'm actually adding one more element of blue, and then I'm going to actually wrap some green around it. The main reason being I'm going to need room for like the Dumpstrad ship that just came out as of recording this, so I'm going to actually need one more spot, just because if I put it in front of the actual castle where it was now, it's going to be blocking too much of the actual castle, and I didn't want that. So I'm going to put the ship just to the left of Hagrid's hut, and I made a little scene with the kids coming up to Hagrid and Fang. I did put Buckbeak from this set with Hagrid's hut, and then, sounds horrible, but I just ordered the Executioner minifigure, so I'm going to put him in there with an axe for obviously that Prisoner of Azkaban scene. But we are slowly getting there, guys. You can see everything that I've been working on lately. You can see the Owlery overall to the corner. You can see the giant Hogwarts castle, the boathouse. I moved the little greenhouse just to the back with those stairs. I'm trying to really hesitate with changing anything else with the castle right now, just because the Great Hall, once it's obviously here, is going to really start changing this up. I did the Owlery kind of as its own thing. The Forbidden Forest obviously is at least something I can be working on without being afraid that, oh, I'm going to have to switch all this in a month. So for now, I'm very, very happy with this layout. I think it looks awesome. We're starting to build a lot of little scenes. And again, with the minifigures, I will do stuff like, if I'm adding a set, I'll do a scene. That's something completely different. The first, I'll buy centaurs. I'll buy some sets for that. Hagrid's hut, already out, so I can actually work with that. The Owlery, again, fine. The boathouse, fine. But everything else with the castle, I'm just really hesitant to actually want to change. Just until I actually see what the actual castle is going to look like. And then, of course, I'm going to have to actually fix everything with the rock wall that they already have. I have a couple ideas, but we'll see once it actually gets here. But that's just going to do it for this build, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another LEGO Harry Potter build. If you're interested in checking out everything else that I've done up here, I'll leave a link to the description for the playlist below. Check out all the other LEGO themes that I'm currently doing. You can see some LEGO City underneath it as well. Plenty of Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, and all that good stuff coming up soon. So like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Helps the channel out a lot. Check out the Instagram as well, taking that a lot more seriously, and I'm posting tons of behind-the-scenes stuff and more detailed footage on there, and I'll see you next time. Happy building, everybody.